ministry, we are determined to help you achieve this. With those many remarks, Your Excellency, I do not want to speak too much, and allow me to invite the governor of Kericho, who is also sitting in for the Council of Governors, to come and speak. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Somewhere. His Excellency the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, the Deputy Governor for Nairobi, Foreign and Diaspora Affairs, Cabinet Secretary's presence, Principal Secretary's presence, Chairpersons and Chief Executive Officers presence, representatives, development partners, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, allow me to begin by riding on the great shoulders of Muteti, who gave us today some description of Chuakali. And I don't remember the exact words he used, because Your Excellency, when you were in the university, there used to be something called comrades' power, and those days it meant so many things, either a revolution against something or celebration. But today, because a celebration and a revolutionary thought, allow me to say Chuakali, Asante sana. Let me take this opportunity to laud the organizers of this momentous event aimed at recognizing learning from informal and informal interactions and experiences. Today is not just a celebration of policy making, but a bold step towards recognizing the diverse pathways through which knowledge is acquired, honored, and celebrated. I am equally excited about witnessing the graduations of the RPL graduates today. As a passionate educationist, I am cognizant of the liberating power of certification and the boundless opportunity it offers. Importantly, the acquisition of certification transcends the traditional training spaces. It goes beyond the tenets of theory. For far too long, our assessment, certification, and awarding systems have adhered to a narrow understanding of learning, one that did not fully embrace the depth and breadth of human potential abilities requiring skills. But today, we chart a new and exciting course. Today, we acknowledge that learning happens everywhere, in the fields and factories, in offices and homes, through various skilling experiences. Today, we embrace this holistic view of education, affirming that every individual's journey matters and deserves recognition. As we all know, the objective of the RPL policy is to guide the implementation of recognitions of prior learning process for improved employability, mobility, and advanced learning. This policy is a beacon of hope for those who have faced barriers in assessing formal certification. It opened doors of opportunities for workers seeking validation for their competencies, gained through years of experience, and incredible opportunities for immigrants showcasing their skills in our country and beyond. But beyond the individual benefits, the PRL policy is a catalyst for societal transformation, especially for our county governments. The beneficiaries of the recognition of prior learning certification process will now be able to undertake lifelong learning, thus encouraging continuous growth and development in our counties. Ladies and gentlemen, county governments manage a critical pathway of the TVET landscape in the country. The VTC centers. These centers are hubs of practical skills development, nurturing talent, and preparing individuals for meaningful contributions to our economy and society. By integrating the tenets of recognitions of prior learning policies into these centers, we empower our learners to showcase their capabilities and receive the recognition they deserve effectively. Furthermore, we look forward to have the vocational training centers as RPL assessment centers. This will create a seamless and accessible pathway for individuals to have their skills assessed and accredited right at their locality, as the vocational training centers are ward-based. This will further ensure that our assessment centers are aligned with the needs of our local industries and employers, thereby bridging the gap between education and employment within our counties. As the Council of Governors, we are fully committed to the successful implementation of this policy. We understand that it is not just about words on paper, it is about action and dedication. To ensure the smooth and effective rollout of the RPL policy, our counties will continuously invest in infrastructure, technology, and training programs tailored to the needs of our skilled artisans. Furthermore, we will endeavor to provide technical and financial resources to support this initiative. We recognize that financial constraints should not hinder progress or limit opportunities for our people. Therefore, we pledge to work collaboratively towards raising funds to sustain the implementation of the RPL policy, ensuring its long-term success and impact. However, we cannot achieve this ambiguous goal alone. We need the collective effort and collaboration of all stakeholders, educators, employers, industry leaders, development partners, and community advocates. Together, we can create a vibrant economic ecosystem where skills are valued, talents are nurtured, and opportunities abound for every individual to thrive and contribute meaningfully to our society. Conclusively, Your Excellency, as county governments, we want to appreciate your leadership and that of the President, William Ruto, and the Kenya Kwanza government for this bold initiative that will ensure that even them that do not have certificates or formal training, but they have learned through the job, also kept dignity in our country. In Kenya Kwanza government, there is the belief and the ideology is that of the hustler. And today what you are witnessing, Your Excellency, is the real recognition and empowerment of the hustlers of this nation who contribute to the biggest economy of our nation. Excellency, Deputy President, recently I had a conversation with an employing agency from Israel. And they sent me photos of the interviews they were conducting at Sri Lanka because they have interest in Kenya to come and support us in skilled workers. When I looked into the video, there was nowhere they were asking you bring your certificate. They only ask you, are you a carpenter? You say you're a carpenter, they bring you the tools there, and you demonstrate by skills if you can do the joining of the meters together. If you are a masonry, they bring you the tools and ask you if you're able to build a small wall. And it reminds me today that for one to be a successful plumber, you don't need very good English so that you can connect the pipe and have water. You don't need to address the pipe that, excuse me, pipe, can you please go this direction? All you need is some, something warm and probably your energy or breath, and then you blow it as you connect it together, and all of a sudden water happens. Just like Jesus Christ never used English, or God never used English to command that let there be the world and earth. And as Council of Governors, if this is one thing we will celebrate and support the national government so that we all deliver as one, is this initiative that we are launching today. And we are here on behalf of the Chair Anne Waiguru and the entire 47 governors to commit that even after this, Your Excellency, there has been many who are working in the county governments. We have workers who are working as drivers, some as firefighters, some are just artisan people working there. They have not been able to get good pay because of the demand for the certificate. But I'm happy today that when you go back to our county government, we'll be able to, place you and be able to put you in a proper pay slip for those who are working in the county and have you have a decent salary as we move forward. To the graduates of the RPL program, Hongera, as you embark on the next chapter of your careers. Remember that your skills and experiences are your most potent assets. I leave you with a quote from the Robert Greene that says, the future belongs to those who learn more skills and combine them in creative ways. And therefore, I urge you, cherish, nurture, be innovative, and let your skills guide you towards greater success and fulfillment in the future. On behalf of COG, hongera na pongezi sana to all the graduates. Asante sana. Let me, at this point, ask the Deputy Governor of Nairobi, who is representing my good friend and brother, Honorable Sakaja, the owner of this town, to come and make his remarks. Karibu sana.
Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, Rigathi Gachagua, the Minister for Education, and allow me at this point to write on the protocols established there before. My name is Njoroge Mushiri, and I represent His Excellency, the Governor of Nairobi City County, Sakaja Ada Johnson, who is not able to join us now. He was in a meeting. We were still hoping that he would join us, but the meeting has taken longer. But nevertheless, Your Excellency, very welcome to our city. It is your city. It is the seat of your government. So we are always happy to have you here and to listen to you. And allow me to read the speech of His Excellency, the Governor of Nairobi City County, Governor Sakaja. Your Excellency, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, fellow leaders, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, everyone. It's a real pleasure as your governor to host so many distinguished public servants, the men and women of the National Quality Authority, who year in, year out, make sure that our learning and our qualifications are up to scratch. Karibuni. I want to also recognize first the leaders of Nairobi County who are here today to celebrate this event. Second, it's my honor and my pleasure to recognize our chief guest today, His Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Asante sana, Naibu Rais, for gracing us with your presence. Please, let's recognize our chief guest. Is that adequate recognition? Can we recognize our chief guest? Asanteni. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we meet at a moment of opportunity. We all know that many of our people have the skills, the temperament, and the persistence to succeed in their own right and to serve their communities. But opportunities are denied them because their experience and skill are not recognized. That's a problem we must solve. I'm delighted to be here with you today to launch the recognition of prior learning policy, which brings education, employability, and equality to the disadvantaged, discouraged, and totally marginalized. Let me say a little about why this matters so much to me. When we took office, one of our central promises to the people of Nairobi was equal opportunity. Usawa baina ya Mkenya moja na mwenzake. No more discrimination. Ability is the best qualification. These are not platitudes, they are the convictions that motivate us. So today, we celebrate with you the launch of this program, which lets us recognize and give opportunity to those who have practical experience and encourages many more to seek fresh opportunity. Today, let me single out our firefighters. Let me commend Benson Kithinji Ndegwa and Gideon Ogola Owiti, both of whom received their certificates today. Hongera, I am very proud of you and your achievements today. Now, I know that
as quickly as we can, so that the people of Nairobi are kept safe. You can't have an unmanned fire brigade in the most important city in this part of the country. We just can't. One way in which this policy will help us is by making it possible to recruit and certify new firefighters whose experience and ability make them a good fit for the brigade but who have not previously been certified. We look forward to recognizing and mainstreaming informal training and experiences as a yardstick for skills and the institutional memory of the past matter. These older men and women know Nairobi inside out. They know the hazards, they have lived through all manner of crises. It's time to learn from them, and the RAISE program we will. An example of service from which we can learn is Fireman Joseph Obina. Obina had no formal training but is widely regarded as the best trainer and instructor at our Nairobi training school. He has over 30 years experience. Due to his limited education, his career progression had been stifled. RPL gives him an avenue to grow now.
Ladies and gentlemen, I close with a request. Let's extend this program. Let every county see what can be done to retain the talents of our most experienced and most able public servants. For now, it is my pleasure to welcome you, the Deputy President, to address us at the right time, as will be taught. Asanteni sana, Mungu awabariki. His Excellency Honorable Sakaja Arthur Johnson, EGH, Governor of Nairobi City County. Asanteni sana.
Your Excellency, allow me now to invite my colleague P.S. Hinga to come and make just one remark.
Your Excellency, the Deputy President, the Cabinet Secretary, allow me to stand on the protocols already established. For a person who was on JKL for 3.5 hours to have one remark is a very difficult thing. But I'll try, Your Excellency, because today you're the chief guest and we are disciplined cadres. Your Excellency, the State Department of Housing is really where the supply of the jobs and the opportunities lie. So the people that are graduating here today, and we have got 203 of some physically here and some not here. These are people who work very hard. They wake up every day to eke a living. And for a long time, they could not get opportunities outside their localities because they don't have a certificate. This is a great moment for them. And to the 203 of you, together with the rest of the graduates, congratulations. Going forward, Your Excellency, allow me just to highlight where the opportunities lie within the housing sector. As His Excellency the President was assenting to the Affordable Housing Bill, which is now the Act, we say that we have got 103,000 housing units opportunities across the whole country. If we take that on average, one unit requires 2 to 3 direct jobs and 5 indirect jobs. I'm sure you graduates, you can be able to work out how many opportunities lie, they're lying await for you. Your Excellency, we are also building markets. As I stand here, we have already awarded 159 ESP markets in the same number of constituencies across the country. So again, those markets are going to be built by yourselves, and we are going to make sure that as you finish building them, you will also get your certification. The difference, Your Excellency, that this recognition of prior learning does is that it is very difficult for them to leave the site. They eat what they make that day. And what the 203 graduates in the affordable housing program in our 2 sites, this is only 2 sites, in Roiro and Kibera. Your Excellency, NITA went to site. The assessment that was done, I think we can give NITA a round of applause, because the assessment that was done, Your Excellency, was the assessor will check how you're laying, if you're a mason, how are you laying the stones, if you're a plumber, the pipes, and they will ask you questions, why did you do it like that, and they assess you based on how they observed you working. So, Your Excellency, this is a very, very important opportunity because as my colleague Moteti, and who I want to defend, PS, I think he said the other way around. So I think he did not say that, that they're not recognized. He actually said he was thanking you that you have recognized him. He's a friend of mine. Your Excellency, as I sit down, allow me to sit by giving you this very short story, which is a very true story. When we embarked on building our affordable housing in Park Road, it was a 5 billion shillings contract. And we gave that contract to a Chinese contractor. And Your Excellency, the Chinese contractor wanted to bring doors from China, wanted to bring windows from China. And we said, our people know how to make doors. The only challenge that exists is that between the people who make those doors and where the opportunity lie, there are so many brokers that make more money than those people who make those doors. And so we said that we are going to go directly to the actual Juakali artisans, and we give them a contract. And we did, Your Excellency. And it was not a small contract, shillings worth of a contract. They took that opportunity, Your Excellency, and they made quality doors. So this notion that our people don't know how opportunities, and I know where your heart lies, Your Excellency, and as you say, you're the truthful man, you must continue saying the truth. Our people, they're disenfranchised because there are people in between who want to profiteer from the sweat of these hard-working people. These people, there were 3 associations, Ngong Road, Kamukunji, and Kariobangi. That sector alone, Your Excellency, represent the majority or the super majority of our working people. Those 3 associations are made up of 10,000 artisans. We formed an organization. And because most of them, Your Excellency, come from the same place you and I come from, in the slope. When they went to the bank to get a facility, they were asked, who is borrowing the money? They said, we are Ngong Road Association, Kamukunji. Creativity was they took the first initials of Ngong, Kamukunji. This company called Ngokamka, today, they build those doors. And today, that same Chinese contractor, Walisumbwana, because they Sumbwana with the Chinese, because obviously the Chinese was trying to, Your Excellency, today, that organization is making doors in Uganda. We will do it for ourselves here, and we will do it for other countries. Thank you so much. This is a great day for these people whom we know you have. Congratulations, all of you.
Your Excellency, allow me to invite my colleague, Chandra.
Your Excellency, the Deputy President, Honorable Rigathi Gachagua, Cabinet Minister, Ministry of Education, Honorable Ezekiel Machogu, Eric Mutai, Principal Secretaries here present, the Deputy Governor Nairobi, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Mambo mazuri haya ambayo yanatendeka siku ya leo na kuendelea mbele. Sio tu kwa sababu mumegraduate, lakini hata kuendelea mbele. Kazi iko kwetu, tuwatafutie kazi, sio hapa peke yake na hata huko ng'ambo. Your Excellency, I'm proud to say this morning, in accordance with the National Employment Authority portal, working together with the private recruitment agencies, we have over 250,000 jobs available in the Western European countries and other countries abroad. Kwa hivyo nataka niseme kazi hizi ni zenyu, sio kupanua uchumi wa Kenya peke yake, lakini nyinyi muende hata ng'ambo, that which have been said by my colleague from Ministry of Housing, the capacity that you have to make doors and other products. We should be able to show the international community that we have built our capacity and now we are equal to even other companies obtaining out there. Kwa hivyo niseme mambo kuendelea mbele yako sawa, na sisi kama serikali tutajitahidi vile iwezekanavyo. The challenges that we've been facing on unemployment should be a thing of the past going forward. I foresee a major revolution taking place in our country, industrial revolution. What we have yearned for a number of years will now come to pass. Your Excellency, kindly allow me to read the speech of my cabinet secretary who was unable to make it for today's event. I am delighted and greatly privileged to have this opportunity of joining you today as we launch the recognition of prior learning policy and celebrate the RPL graduation of 900 graduates, of whom 600 are graduates from the National Industrial Training Authority. And I want to thank you, my colleague, PS Hinga, for recognizing the role of NITA in the low-cost housing project that the government is undertaking. The graduates from NITA comprise of 388 workers from the informal and formal sector and 213 workers from the affordable housing project who have successfully completed the RPL assessment and earned their certification. The Ministry of Labor and Social Protection is proud of the interministerial and interagency support and collaboration in realization of this achievement. This day signifies a great milestone in our country as we embark on implementation of a policy that will shape the future of Kenya's skilled workforce. Ladies and gentlemen, currently there is lack of a supportive mechanism to facilitate validation and recognition of competencies that are acquired informally and non-formally. An estimated 92% of Kenyan youth have unrecognized competencies acquired through informal and non-formal means and are disadvantaged from competing favorably in the labor market due to lack of corresponding qualifications for the acquired competencies. The RPL policy provides a progressive and comprehensive framework that recognizes diverse competencies regardless of when, where, and how they were acquired against prescribed occupational standards. The policy therefore aims at mitigating barriers that lead to uncertified skills by establishing functional and credible systems for recognition and certification of knowledge, skills, and competencies. This policy is significant as it underscores Kenya's dedication to empowerment and development of a skilled workforce. The Ministry of Labor and Social Protection plays a critical role in the bottom-up advocates for a job-creating economic model. The model recognizes the role of the informal sector, micro, small, and medium enterprises. The Ministry of Labor facilitates creation of sustainable and decent employment opportunities, building a pool of skilled, adaptive, and enterprising labor force, promoting productivity enhancement, and improving labor market efficiency. Skills development, Your Excellency, contributes to economic growth by enhancing employability. It is therefore essential in linking training to current labor needs, as well as anticipating and building competencies for the future jobs. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection is responsible for ensuring adequate supply of relevant skills to industry. It achieves this function through the National Industrial Training Authority that has the mandate of regulating and facilitating industrial training, integrating labor market information into skills development, and assessing industrial training, testing occupational skills, and awarding certificates, including government trade test certificates. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to state very categorically that our ministry will work very, very closely, particularly with the Jua Kali sector, as in accordance with what my brother Muteti has just informed us. It is true in terms of the statistics given that you comprise 21 million of our workforce. Therefore, concentration yetu iwe wapi? Where should our focus be? It should be in the Jua Kali sector. I want to give our commitment as the Ministry of Labor, the ministry in charge of all matters concerning labor issues in this country, that we will do the very best that we can to support you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Your Excellency, allow me now to invite the CS Minister of Education, Ezekiel Mashogu, to give his remarks.
Yeah, thank you, Madam PS. Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic, Your Excellencies, the governors who are here, the principal secretaries present, and all senior officers, the chief executive officers of our parastatals and the chairpersons. Jua Kali mupo? Oye! Your Excellency, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, this is a major milestone for this great country of ours, because as we know, we have our Vision 2030, and the attainment of the objectives and the goals as set out in Vision 2030, Your Excellency, can never be achieved apart from these people here, the Jua Kali people, who are the prime movers of the economy of our country. Well done, Jua Kali. Your Excellency, when you and His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, William Samoei Ruto, appointed me as the Cabinet Secretary of Education, one of the documents that I found in the office, which had been there for the last 4 years, was this particular policy. I had an opportunity with my team to go through this particular policy, and I said, yes, this is where the answer is, this is where the solution is to the kind of problems we have and the challenges as a country, particularly pertaining to our young people. And from there, Your Excellency, me and my team started working in cooperation with my sister, the CS Minister of Labor, to ensure that we got the necessary required approvals from the Cabinet in order to roll out this particular policy, Your Excellency. And I thank you so much, because when I presented this policy to the Cabinet Committee and finally to Cabinet, it was unanimous support, including from yourself and His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya. Your Excellency, today marks a great day. for the young people, the people with the necessary competencies and skills in this country, who opportunities are now going to open, not only in this country, but beyond. Because now, they are not only going to work here with the kind of certification they will get, but they will also get opportunities to work in other countries within the world. Your Excellency, indeed, there has been a remarkable journey as we have over 800 pioneer graduates here today who have successfully undergone the inaugural recognition for prior learning assessment and certification. A total of 1,804 Your Excellency candidates had submitted application for assessment, and this first cohort managed to meet the requirements within the provided timelines. Among the 1,834 applicants, 65% were male and 35% were female, indicating an urgent need to encourage girls and women to apply for recognition for prior learning, because we know they had quite a number, and we are flexible and easier, such that they don't have sometimes to go any given institution, but the assessors will be able to go to where they are working, and it is only when we find probably there are a few gaps here and there, something which that they will be required probably for 1 week or two to go where they will be able to make those particular skills in a manner that is required. This, Your Excellency, is one of the magic bullets that will uplift millions of skilled Kenyans into high returns, productive economic, both locally and internationally. For instance, in 2019, a survey by the International Labour Organization indicates that over 83% of the workforce driving Kenya's economy are in the informal sector, with skills but no qualifications. Now we are happy that they will be able to get the necessary requisite qualifications. It is again this broad background that the Ministry of Education is comprehensive, recognized prior learning policy in order for us to appreciate and recognize the diverse competencies against prescribed standards, regardless of when, where, and how they were acquired. That's when we don't want to know, as long as you have and skills. The individuals going through the RPL require formal qualification that matches their knowledge and skills, thus improving their employability, mobility, lifelong social inclusion, and the service team. And Your Excellency, I said, these particular qualifications will make it possible for us to have entrepreneurs from here, because now, rather than depending on other people as contractors, this will also enable them to be contractors. Some of them will gain subcontracts in what my friend Hinga is doing in housing, and I hope that Hinga, you will have so many of them to get into that category, so that we have entrepreneurs from this particular group. I'm also happy to know that additional instruments to aid implementation have also been developed. This, Your Excellency, includes a policy framework where we also have TVETA with their standards, we have NITA, we have other guides and the tools for purposes of who will be able to apply for the same. It is my trust that with this formalizational process, all the RPL actors will work collectively and provide unemployed people refugees, immigrants, and marginalized groups to be able to uplift and enhance their skills in this. Young people, and we appreciate you for dedicating your time to apprenticeship, and now you remaining 924 candidates, and not only them, including those who have not applied, Your Excellency. So that they can be able to find for further training, they can be able to go to for further training, because one other thing, Your Excellency, that you and His Excellency, the President, have done is also enhancing access, because we now have the Open University of Kenya. Once you do your diploma, and we are having offering those courses in the Open University of Kenya, you can be able to run from the comfort of your home, and you can be able to get a degree, and opportunities are open. You can even be able to proceed up to PhD level. Your Excellency, therefore, I get their certificates in a few weeks or months to come. Let them not give up. There are only few areas where they will be able to fill the gaps, and then from there we will be able to give them the certificates. Your Excellency, again, to say that in sector of TVET, the one which is going to produce the required manpower in this country. And you know what we had there before, a lot of theory, we have said no. With His Excellency the President, because we had to reinstate CIDAC. CIDAC is the one which has the mandate of developing the curriculum and also administration of the exams, and we are now on the right path, the right trajectory, and making sure that we will be able to produce the very best from our TVET institutions. And finally, Your Excellency, we have also had CPET, where the same we have in CPC, we are now ensuring that it is getting entrenched in institutions, and also running in our TVET institutions, which is a combination of practical and theory. We're over the best, not only in the region, but internationally. Can we now please be upstanding as we welcome His Excellency the President to make his remarks.
The Cabinet Secretary, GACHAGUA, the PSS President, our development. Good afternoon. It is a significant day in our education system as we launch the recognition of prior learning policy and witness confirmation of the skills and expertise of 900 Cohort 1 graduates. On behalf of our President, His Excellency Dr. William Ruto, I congratulate the cohort the Ministry of Education, the other education sector stakeholders, including development partners, for making this a reality. In recognition and confirmation of the ability of our artisans, who are the bedrock of our economy, we have elevated their profession and dignified them for what they do best, not the paper they lack. Indeed, today, hard-working, dedicated, focused, and qualified Kenyans who could never have bagged a certificate will walk home with the promise of a job and a bright future for themselves and their families. In these certificates, and empowering them access to unlimited opportunities in the formal sector. For instance, Linet Imbosa, who has worked as a car mechanic in Nairobi for over 5 years, can apply for employment in an automotive assembly. This work, which is an outcome of radical reforms in the education sector that our administration is undertaking, elevates Kenya to one of the few African countries which have acknowledged and embraced recognition of prior learning as a qualification for joining the formal and informal workforce. In this regard, we are sowing and growing seeds of equity and equality as envisioned under the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, out of the 19.1 million people and casual labor, by their skills and expertise, the wheels to facilitate transition economy has been missing. We have now sealed that. To job Kenyans working in the Juakali sector. Our decision is informed by the fact that these skilled people acquired competencies through informal and non-formal means, but they have been discriminated against for lack of paper to prove qualification. The impact has been very severe. They cannot secure formal jobs, and if they do, they have limited the latitude to negotiate the service that they give. With the launch of the recognition of prior learning, we have removed the barriers and opened the gate for consideration of knowledge, skills, and expertise in employment. Henceforth, our skilled artisans will no longer use folders with pictures to prove knowledge and skills. We are ensuring graduates, ladies and gentlemen, recognition of prior learning will play a critical role in tapping the massive knowledge, skills, and competencies at the bottom of the Kenyan economy. Subsequently, ministries and state departments have been directed to implement a continuous system for information sharing with the State Department for TVET, which is responsible for recognition of prior learning for quick turnaround from accreditation to employment. We count on this group of experts to support the implementation of the Kenya Kwanza plan and, most important, our affordable housing program. In return, these great men and women will earn their livelihood. For example, job opportunities for skilled artisans are plenty in the affordable housing program, new markets, stadia construction, shipping and maritime, among other areas of transformation. This is in addition to the diaspora jobs which our president is negotiating with other countries. A comprehensive advertisement detailing the accreditation institution, location for affordable housing projects, new markets and locations for sports stadia has been availed. Additionally, the advert includes a link for all skilled artisan international jobs. This is through the National Employment Agency under the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection, as well as the Shipping and Maritime Jobs, the Blue Economy and Maritime Affairs. Recognition of prior learning cannot fail. Recognition of prior learning will not fail. Recognition of prior learning is impactful. Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, this is a game changer as established by the Presidential Working Party on Educational Reforms, which submitted its report to the President in June last year. These education sector reforms have defined the intentions of Session Paper number 1 of 2019 on reforming education, training, and research. The session paper emphasizes quality, relevance, inclusive education, and training for sustainable development. Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, as we make and mark this great leap, I would like to ask employers to also align job description requirements to accommodate the experts. Today we acknowledge that they are qualified as confirmed by relevant authorities. The Kenya National Qualifications Authority has demonstrated that expertise is not only gained from formal learning institutions. It actually complements our competence-based system, the CBC. Once more, hats off to the first graduates of recognition of prior learning, and congratulations, asanteni sana. Mimi nimefurahi sana kwa sababu hii maneno ya makaratasi ingine yanasumbua sana. Sababu najua hata yangu si kubwa sana. Mimi pia niko hapo, yangu ni iko chini. Lakini hata kama iko chini, hii kazi nimepewa mimi nafanya. Si ndio? So hii ni siku ya maana sana. Sana. Na mimi nataka niseme pongezi kwa wale wanafuzu leo, na nimwambie nikiwa hapa mbele iko sawa. You are the drivers of our economy. Na sisi tunajua hata tukipeleka magari yetu kwa hizi kampuni kubwa, wanarudi jioni kutafuta watu wa jua kali kuja kuunganisha mawaya. Tunajua. Si hata hatujui. Hii maduka kubwa ya furniture, watu wamekaa pale wamevaa mzuri, ukiondoka ukishalipa deposit wanaita watu ya jua kali, lakini wanawalipa kitu kidogo. Sasa nyinyi mmepata nafasi, muko na makaratasi na muko na ujuzi, muko mbele kama mfuko ya shati. Watu wengine wako makaratasi hakuna uju. Sasa nyinyi muko na ujuzi na nini? Sasa nyinyi mungangane, fight for your space kwa biashara ile iko hii Kenya. Na usikae nyumbani, hakuna mtu atakutoa kwa bibi yako kuitia biashara. Wewe utatoka nje ungangane na wanaume wengine, si ndio? And you guys are great. I want to say this program, na mimi nimpongeze mkubwa wetu Rais William Ruto kwa kusukuma sana hii maneno ya recognition of prior learning. We know instances sisi wenyewe. Mimi pale kwangu unakuta mkubwa ya wapishi ako graduate, mshahara kubwa. Ile watu wako na ujuzi na hakuna makaratasi, mshahara kidogo, lakini ndio wenye kupika. Yule hao akimwambia wewe endelea anakwama. That is the truth. And we are saying now, Public Service Commission and no employers, we must now align recognition of prior learning into our employment structure. I want to give an example. When I became Deputy President, nikaenda pale official residence na kukaandikwa watu hapo wengi ya kutengeneza nyasi na maua na nini. Okay, sawa. Ile mkubwa ya hiyo watu ni graduate. ati asimamie ile tapangwa. Mimi nikienda pale kutembea, ati sikuwa nimeingia nikakuta hiyo nyasi nini ni matope, hakuna kazi imefanywa ya maana. Nikiuliza hiyo mkubwa ako na makaratasi mingi saizi hii, lakini kazi haionekani. Sasa iko mtu mmoja tu mdogo sana alikuwa ameandikwa huko kama ile watu ya chini ile ya 20,000, mkubwa ni 200,000. Yeye amepelekwa kwa compound nyingine pahali niko na nyumbani kwangu private, anitengenezee nyasi. Sasa mimi nimeenda pale kwa residence yangu private, nimekuta nyasi imekaa mzuri na maua. Kuuliza nikaambiwa ni ile mtu. Nikauliza nani anasimamia yeye? Hakuna, ni yeye mwenyewe anajisimamia na anafanya. Mimi nikasema hiyo mtu anaitwa Simiu, akuje huko official residence akuwe in charge. Nikaambiwa haiwezekani. Ati kwa nini? Hana makaratasi. Sasa nikauliza, nikaambia yule alikuwa ananiambia haiwezekani, enda pale uone kazi ile na uangalie hii mtu ya makaratasi amefanya. Sasa mimi sina haja na makaratasi, mimi niko na haja na so nikamwambia huyu nikaambia hii mtu naitwa Simiu to be in charge ya hiyo pahali, mtafute njia ile mshahara hii mtu alikuwa anakula hata muongeze zaidi, kwa sababu kazi yake inaonekana. Today that Simiu fellow, mtu ya chini ndio hapo, ukienda hapo inang'ara vizuri. We were denied the services of that young man because he has no papers. Yet ujuzi ni zaidi. Kichwa yake imejaa mafikira na mpango ya kazi. Mwingine ni makaratasi tupu. Hatusemi makaratasi ni mbaya, tunataka makaratasi na ujuzi iunganishwe pamoja, na hiyo ndio tumemfanyia kama serikali. So watu ya makaratasi sasa mkuwe tayari. Sasa wale wako na makaratasi na wana ujuzi, vile hawa wanatafuta makaratasi na nyinyi mwanze kutafuta ujuzi. Mimi hakuna interview nafanya kwa ofisi. Ukiniambia unaweza kazi hii, nakwambia kwenda fanya pale nione. Unafanya, mimi naangalia, nasema tick. Ukisema unajua kupaka rangi, nakwambia paka hii section hii. Napaka, mimi nakuja naangalia. Because papers must be followed by skills and competence. Skills and competence must be affirmed by papers. So wale wako na ujuzi waziri watafutiwe makaratasi. Yeah, it's only fair. Ama sina mna hiyo? Yeah, wale wako na ujuzi watafutiwe makaratasi. Na PS Mwadime, some people came to see me today, wanasema ati house girls wanaenda ngambo, mmesema ati wakuya form 4. Mwachana na hiyo maneno. Stop that thing. All these girls who brought up our children, hakuna alikuwa na makaratasi, and they brought them up nicely. Si ndio? Please look into that one. In fact, some people came to see me today when I told them I'm coming for this program. Wakaniuliza Deputy President, na hii house mmetangaza ngambo, mnasema ati minimum ikuwe form 4. Sasa what is that? We are defeating the whole of this exercise. Kama msichana anajua kuchunga mtoto, na hata kama hana makaratasi ya form 4, si aende akatunze mtoto. Please look into it. I don't think it makes sense to say at house girls wakuwe watu ya form 4. Kama wajui Kizungu watajifundisha huko wakiangalia mtoto. Hata sisi yote hakuna mtu alikuwa anajua hii Kizungu. You learn on the job, si ndio? Kama ni Kiarabu si watajua. Mtoto analialia hapo nini, anatamka maneno kidogo kidogo. The girls are sharp, they will pick. 2-3 weeks wanaongea Kiarabu, wanaongea Kiingereza, wanaendelea. And I want to say, nataka niseme, hao watoto wetu wanaenda nje, they are really marketing our products. They are really marketing our products. I have seen an upsurge in the taking of Kenyan tea in Saudi Arabia, and unga inaitwa kamagara. Na ni wasichana wetu wameenda na pakiti 2-3. Wamepikia Mwarabu, amesema hii ndio mimi nataka nikuwe nikikuu. You know, hii Waarabu, they have no idea on what is good unga. Sasa hii watoto wetu in their own intelligence, amepata kazi huko, amebeba pakiti 2-3. Ameambia Mwarabu na familia, wacha tujaribu hii yake. Mwarabu kukula, anasema basi. So I was talking to the owner of that factory, Joy Millers. He cannot cope with the demand of Kenyan maize meal in Saudi Arabia. And is our girls. Hao ya Saturday tunataka kufugia PS. Msiwafugie. Let them go. Saturday si mbaya. They will pick a few English words here and there, ile ya kuomba maji na nini na kuendelea. So what ya Saturday tuko hapa? Iko Saturday hapa? Muko sawa, muko sawa? What ya Saturday iko sawa? Hata hii masomo ikiwa kidogo, saa ingine hata iko na faida kwa sababu hawajifanyi wajuaji. Unajua wale bado soma sana, they listen. Wanasikiza waambiwe, si ndio? Wale wengine wamesoma sana ni kiburi, wanajifanya they know everything. So please let us affirm skills and competencies of the Kenyan people, and let us give them an equal chance to participate in national development. And what has happened today is the best thing that could ever happen to this country. And I want to say, wale walikuwa nasema that the hustler narrative was not real. This is what the hustler narrative is all about. All these people, all these 38 people and 44 people who have skills, who have competencies, and nobody recognizes them, belong to the hustler nation. And this is their government, and their government is recognizing them for who they are, for what they know, for the skills they possess, for the competencies that they have. And they must be allowed to take part in the development of this country and fed for themselves and their families. Mimi sitaki nipitishe hapo naweza haribu. Unajua sasa, this is a great day for this country, I can tell you. Wale tunatembea humu vichorochoroni, we know the kind of skills and competencies with the people, and nobody ever gave them a chance to be anybody or to be anywhere. The fact that munaketi hapa leo na deputy president hii mawaziri, already ni hatua tunasonga. Hapo beleni nyinyi hamungeketi pahali mawaziri wako, si ndio? Lakini hii ni serikali inatabua. So I want to say, CS Machogu, thank you for what you are doing for the Ministry of Education. You brought a lot of energy into the ministry. Since President William Ruto gave you that docket, you have proved yourself as a CS who knows what he's doing. Wewe kanyangia hapo. Kanyangia hapo. PS Moria, I want to thank you. You are doing a great job around TVET. And you know our president is a vision carrier in matters TVET. The responsibility the president has given you is very high, and the marking scheme is equally high, because the president, your boss, is also the vision carrier for TVET. So he knows this TVET like the back of his hand. Sasa ujikakamue. Tayari you are doing well. Continue working hard. Sindio? PS Hinga, watu yako yuko hapa sasa. Sasa usipojenga manyumba utasema nini? Pesa tumekupatia juzi. Tumepitisha sheria ya pesa. Shamba ya kujenga manyumba iko. Watu ya kukaa kwa manyumba iko. Wewe mwenyewe uko. Watu ya kujenga ni hawa. Utasema nini? Please. Just do your job. Fanya kazi yako. Si ndio? PS Mwadimu, watu ya kupeleka ng'ambo wako hapa. Kwani hawa wakienda ng'ambo watajikuna? Si hata nyinyi mkataka kutembea? Si mkataka kutembea? Wako hapa. Wacha hii watu watembee. Kwani nyinyi peke yenu ndio mtatembea ng'ambo? Kwani hawa ni watoto ya nani? Si hawa pia ni watoto ya mama? This is your team PS Mwadime, please. Yeah? Na msiweke hiyo maneno ya makaratasi sana. Hii makaratasi hii ni sawa. Hii Mori anafanya na watu hii ya recognition of prior learning. These are enough papers. Mtu akiwa na hii aingie ndege aende ng'ambo ama meli. Asante sana. Mimi nimeshukuru sana. I'm a very happy person na hata rais nitamwambia atafurahi. We know now tukienda kulala iko wa Kenya pahali walijua mambo mingi walikuwa nazuiwa na hii makaratasi. Na hii makaratasi unajua ni wazungu walilete. Si ni wazungu walileta hii maneno ya makaratasi? Sasa wacha sisi tujipange kikenya. Tujipange kikenya. Aidhuru kama wanasema makaratasi sawa. Wewe kama uko na ujuzi, kama makaratasi ndio shida, upewe makaratasi uendelee. Si ndio? Mimi unajua degree yangu ni 1. Wengine wote president ni 3. Hawa wengine 3, 2, mimi niko pale chini. Lakini pia waziri hata mimi mtengenezee ile recognition of prior learning. Because hata mimi nangangana. Hata sisi tunangangana. Mtu angalie ile tumefanya hata bila hiyo masomo mingi. Mngetaka niangaliwe pia? Nimetosha ama bado tosha? Hata mimi nitengenezwe hiyo makaratasi. Basi nisumbue ati nirudi university, mimi sina wakati saa hii. Wanitafutie makaratasi niendelee. Asanteni sana. May God bless you and bless you abundantly. Asanteni sana.
Mheshimiwa Naibu Rais, basi tutakuomba kwa heshima kuu ili tuweze kuadhimisha hii siku vizuri, tuende kwa